Hey guys, before we get right into the podcast, I want to quickly mention that there's an audience survey link in the show notes on the top link, the very top link of the show notes that you can click on. Please click on that and fill out the audience survey. It's anonymous. You don't have to fill out any information. You don't have to. This survey will get me to know who my listeners are, who my audience is, and also it will help me get potential advertisers to advertise on the Nathan Markley Show so we can get new equipment or we can do more fun stuff. Maybe I can come visit you guys somewhere in your city or town or go to more cool conventions like ANYCON or DEF CON or maybe Play This Live or something cool like that. Or Podcast Connect or whatever it's called. So do me a favor. Click on that survey link at the top link of the show notes. Fill it out. It only takes like a minute or two. And enjoy the show. On this episode of the Nathan Markley Show, I am in Albany, New York at the ANYCON convention, Hacking InfoSec Cybersecurity Conference. And I'm going to talk to you about what I listened to, what I saw, and what I did, and about ANYCON. So enjoy.
Hello and welcome to the Nathan Markley Show. And now your host, Nathan Markley.
Well, hello folks, and welcome to another episode of the Nathan Markley Show. I'm your host, Nathan Markley, if you don't know about that by now. If you're new, thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in to the show. For you returning listeners, existing listeners, my fans, whatever you want to call it. Actually, I call you guys internet family all the time. You follow me on social media. I've been took a few weeks off, almost a month off since our last episode, which is episode 40. And this episode right here you're listening to is episode 41. And I'm in Albany, New York at a convention called ANYCON. And before we get to talking about ANYCON, I want to just say I've done with school for this semester, this school year. So I took a couple of weeks, almost a month off, and to get some other projects done. If you follow me on social media, you know what I've been doing. But yeah, episode 40, the previous episode, you can find that on the NathanMarkleyShow.com website. It was a good episode. I think you guys liked this about internet safety. I might do a part 2 eventually. But anyways, let's talk about this weekend. So, as I mentioned, I'm in Albany, New York at a Hacker InfoSec Cybersecurity convention called ANYCON, June 16th and the 17th, 2017. And it is a pretty neat, awesome event. I like it. I learned some new stuff. They actually have this capture the flag event kind of thing going on. Let me go through my little book here they gave me, brochure, and talk more about capture the flag. So it's called ANYCON Capture the Flag. For those of you who know about capture the flag, it's like, you know, your opponent as a flag. Really, so they created a subnet, the ANYCON staff. They created like their own internal network that we connect to, and they left clues in different files. And like the web pages and different stuff that we had to that whoever participated in Capture the Flag had to like either decrypt or look in the metadata or inspect like the web page script, the source code. But to get like the answer to the clues in the web page, and then you submit it, and then you have virtual currency. I've submitted 3 flags already. I found one, the other one, my teammate. We have teams, and the people I came up with, we were a team, and they found the other 2. But I, because I have my computer on the internal network, and we had to switch networks. But I'm not going to too much about that. I submitted it for them. Anyways, it still goes on the team thing. It's pretty cool. Like in the book, so they have like different oh, I know what it is. I'm just looking at it. Okay, there's like different islands in the book, and each one is a different network, wireless network that we have to get on. So CryptoNet is one, Dark Village, Web of Crime, the Ant Chamber, Ninja Island. Oh, okay. I was like, where's all these? I thought there's people's networks, because I was searching when I was trying to get at network. I see all these networks, and now I know where they are. It's part of capture the flag. So you go on the network, and like I was saying, it's not really capture the flag where you have to protect your servers or whatever. You get flags. It's more like a scavenger hunt, which is pretty nice. You know, I learned like I never heard of this before. It's a Linux distro called Kali Linux, and it's made for pen testing or cybersecurity, and they have all the tools and stuff in there. I learned about it yesterday, Friday. Today's Saturday, and I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool. Kali Linux, and they have like tools about like network mapping or packet sniffing, and all the tools like you see like forensics people in cybersecurity, the FBI, NSA, maybe not the NSA. Well, yeah, I guess some of it. Like all those tools that you need to do pen testing and protect the network or monitor your network from hackers and stuff. Not all of them, but we'll say most of them. Kali Linux has, and of course you can download more. Of course, there's always loads of more tools they can buy or license for, that big enterprises have. But anyways, so the Friday keynote speaker was Dave Kennedy. And for those of you who know Dave Kennedy or who don't know Dave Kennedy is the founder and principal of security consultant of Trusted Sec. And he's verified on Twitter, right? So he must be popular, right? I didn't know about him before this weekend. And he was, he talked about, oh, shit. What did he talk about? I don't remember what he talked about. I don't have my notes with me. So I took some notes. I didn't take all the notes. He talks about like secure networks and different just different stuff like about like what he did, and what he saw in this cybersecurity age field. JobbyCon. Kennedy is also a co-founder of JobbyCon, a large-scale conference in Louisville, in Kentucky. Cool. Anyway, so that was pretty interesting to listen to his keynote. And then they have different sessions throughout the all day. Like one of the sessions I went to a few sessions yesterday. One of them was top 10 issues. Oh no, that wasn't there. Never mind. I wanted to go to top 10 issues in cybersecurity and data privacy law, but from an actual lawyer was going to present, but they canceled that session. So I just ended up sitting in DWASP top 10. I really wasn't paying attention because it really wasn't something I was interested in. And then after that, I played around with Capture the Flag for a little bit. And about 4 p.m. Well, 3 p.m. I went to Bypass an AV. and they talked about different skills, different stuff, like how hackers and stuff get past the antivirus, and it's pretty cool to see how antivirus is not just the only way to secure your network or computers. Is everything, as we know, right? There's ways to get around this stuff, and there's ways to make a virus or exploit look like it's clean, and so the antivirus won't detect it. Then the one I want to talk about today is 4 o'clock, was social engineering with Jedi mind tricks. Now, he kind of renamed the presentation to just Jedi mind tricks, and it talked about how your mind is like a computer, and how you can't you guys probably heard of the book How to Win Friends and Influence People, something like that. He kind of talked about like that, but not really the book, but he gave that at the end, if you want to learn more about the stuff. And he said something that really it got me thinking about, that is me. That, and I didn't realize, like, Apple, like, part of Apple's thing was to get people to buy it. They say they challenge the status quo, and I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but you guys know what I'm talking about. So they challenge the status quo, and how hackers or people in like this industry, right? Kind of, that's what they do. They like to challenge the status quo. They like to know how things work, and take things apart and figure out, like, okay, if I can do this, can this do that? Like, how does that work? Or how can I break into something? Like that. They always want to know, like, how things work, kind of stuff. And that's kind of like me. I like to know, like, how things work. I'm always interested, like, the deep technical things of something, mechanical or something, kind of like also how engineering people think, like, okay, like, how can we improve on this, and or how can, like, I guess I just keep saying that, how does this work? Like, how for instance, I always think of, like, how can I what other uses can I use a product for? Like, maybe Arduino or something. Like, if I can connect Arduino to, like, a moving part, like, or make it something like automated or something like that. Always challenging the status quo is something I think a lot of people in this industry, or myself, I always try to do, is just challenge it, and think outside the box, kind of thing. And that's pretty much it. I didn't go to the last session because nothing really interesting. I mostly try to spend day with the capture flag and learning new techniques and learn about that. I learned today, it's interesting, they had an image they had to go in, and it's like cryptography, but so in the image they hid an entire PDF file inside the image. So the PDF file is not supposed to be in the image format. So if you open up the image, so the metadata in a text editor, you get all this garbage looking stuff. But if you really look into it, you saw, like, text, like, actually read text, like English language text, like a sentence, and that was one of the things you had to enter to capture that flag, submit into the web portal. So that's pretty interesting that I get to see something like that and stuff like that. That's why I was interested in capture the flag. I had to stop today. I was doing a little bit today, but I want to stop today and just do this episode. Yeah. Oh, the other thing I want to talk about, another session, it was incident response elevated. So the guy is from a security firm, and I'm not going to say the names because I don't know if they want me to, but also they're not paying me. I mean, if you know who you are, who you are. So if you want to pay me, I'll be more than happy to say your name. How to get the advertisement, huh? Anyways, so he talked about how and it was an incident response, if something happens, had changed, evolved over the years, and how things have done before, not really done now. And he saw a device that you plug in and it takes your data, but it just reads it. It doesn't write to the drive. So this way it doesn't compromise everything, and you can see it, but it takes like 4 to 6 hours. And then he showed something or talked about a way that you can write scripts and machine language and whatever that you just want a script and then put in a file, like a zip file, encrypted zip file, use it WinR, and it'll take like 48 hours. Well, the thing will take less than 4 to 6 hours, but the 48 hours was it took. They had like 100,000 machines. So if you had this device taken, to do one computer, it takes 4 to 6 hours. So if you have 100,000 machines, imagine going to each computer, and this device costs like $900. So imagine doing it 4 to 6 hours at each machine. That's a long time. It took weeks, months, maybe to get all these machines. This script took 48 hours, and they did 100,000 machines, right? Or close to it. And they were able to get the data they need and to help find what's going on, the system, and how someone got in and whatnot. And they can see the user accounts and the programs they use, and then they can go to come back to the client and say, hey, we saw this program. Do you actually use this program? No? Okay, maybe we should talk about that. Yes? Okay, I'll whitelist it. We don't have to talk about it. And then they saw a case study, and this is amazing. You guys know about that government hack? You all heard about that government hack back in 2015. This program actually, this consultant firm actually was worked on that government hack. And of course they could talk about it because everyone knows about it, it's over disclosed. They can't do too much information, but the things they were telling us, the issues, like they had multiple hackers were able to maintain presence, and they were hacking each other inside the system. I guess they got into the system, the government system, in 2014, and then July, August 2014 is when they got like secret clearance background information, and then December 14th is when they got personal records, and early 2015 is when they got fingerprint data, people's fingerprints, and then June 2015 is when the public announcement of the data breach. So that's pretty amazing. I mean, 10,000 plus hosts had it. 20,000 pieces of malware was on these computers because multiple hackers were in there. 10-day. Yeah, there's 10-day commitment of time. So they were probably in there 10 days. Or it took 10 days to do it. They finished so the company finished their analysis in about they delivered the results in a week. And then a law enforcement agency that starts with 3 letters went in after them to do additional findings. It took them 3 months to find they found the stuff. They didn't find everything that this company found, but they verified that they found some of the stuff they found, but not everything the company found. That's amazing. I mean, this government agency that was 3 letters took 3 months, and this consultant took 48 hours all week to deliver the results, and they found more. The law enforcement agency found less than what this consulting company did. It's amazing. I'm just amazed at multiple hackers, and so he's telling us how the government found out about this. They were testing out an application that this consulting company was that has. They're testing out applications to see if they're likely to help, and as they're testing, they're getting alerts, all these alerts. And they're like, uh-oh. So they call them up and they ask, so we're getting all these alerts. Should we get this? I was like, yeah. I'm like, well, not really, but this is something we should look into. If you're getting this kind of alerts. So, I mean, God knows how long the hackers have been in there. Well, this is 2014, but they're probably in there before that. I mean, it goes to show that we have to monitor everything and put this in place. You have to have an incident response team and all this stuff. This is kind of why I want to go into cybersecurity, so I can teach people, and also I can do it myself. I can help you guys out and do the training, take these trainings and take classes and everything, and eventually start my own cybersecurity consultant firm that I can go out when there's a problem and have my own IR team, yeah. So that's just amazing. That really stuck with me, the government, because we all think the government is safe, whatever, and but no. I'm pretty sure we all know who hacked them. Let's just say it's a nation state. Excuse me. Also, he was saying that they had an out-of-date antivirus semantic. Yeah. So an antivirus that I don't recommend people using. I hate that antivirus. I'm going to say it's Symantec and Norton too. Well, if an enterprise is using Norton, there's something wrong. They need to switch. Symantec is the enterprise version of Norton. But yeah. Don't use Norton or McAfee. Just slows down the system. But yeah, even Symantec slows down the system. I don't see why people are still using Symantec. I hate it. Hate it. That's the other thing. So, a session yesterday, where was I? I don't remember the session, but one of the sessions were that I did go to a session at 5 o'clock. Real security incidents. I talked about giving different stuff that this guy, the forum, had, like examples, like not examples, but actual real stuff that happened. And one of the things I talked about is the school department he was at had a Symantec antivirus server. And now what that is the main Symantec antivirus. Like, I've used Symantec antivirus before, and you have a server, and that pushes out the endpoint protection agent, pushes out the agent to all the computers in the network. And then if there's an update or whatever, you can control the endpoints, and you do scans. It's an easy way to manage for enterprises. So it's a server. Well, a piece of malware decided that'll be the best place for the malware to attach, and basically, to make a long story short, that antivirus server became a virus server for the network. So it pushed this malware to all the clients. So it was a Symantec virus server in the end. So that's pretty interesting. If you don't, the school department, the school not part of like this one school, if they don't really concentrate, pour the money in IT and stuff like that, and don't monitor stuff, things like this can happen. So you always have to monitor, be up on your game, and make sure you know what's going on. Why is... That's weird. I'm just going through my... Oh, that's why. I'm just going through my MacBook here. But, anyways. So, to make this a short episode, or try to make it 25 to 30 minutes now, ANYCON, it was a good conference. It's 1 o'clock here. Oh, yeah, it's almost 1 o'clock, and I am going to get ready to leave in a few hours. I might go back up to the second floor and play around with capture the flag to see if I can get any more flags and learn more stuff, and I was talk more about it. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I'll leave a link to ANYCON's website. It's anycon.info. I'll put that in the show notes so you guys want to check it out. And I'll also give you their Facebook page too. Speaking of Facebook page, if you don't know already, I have a Facebook page. It's called The Nathan Markley Show on the Facebook. So just go to facebook.com/The Nathan Markley Show. Also, you can tweet me at Markley Show on Twitter. And, of course, you can check out my website, thenathanmarkley.com. But, yeah. So that's about it for today's episode of the Nathan Markley Show. I want to thank you all once again for tuning in, listening. And if you haven't already, please do me a favor and download the podcast on either Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music, or anywhere you can listen to podcasts. So this way you get a notification every time I release a new episode of the show. Also, if you have already, or if you haven't already, I should say, head on over to Apple Podcasts and leave me a rating and a review in the Apple Podcasts rating review section. And I don't know if you guys know this, but if you leave ratings and reviews, it actually helps the podcast push up levels. So if we can get my podcast in the new and noteworthy section of the podcast, or rank it higher, that'd be pretty cool. So the more reviews, the more ratings I get, the higher the podcast ranks, because more people kind of listen to it. Because, yeah. So, and also you can leave me comments in the review section, the rating section, Apple Podcasts too. So I look at those. And if you want to get in touch with me, you can do it many, many ways. On the website, the contact form, or leave in the comments of each podcast episode, or you can tweet me at Markley Show, or the Facebook message me, or even the Apple Podcast review section. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, more questions about ANYCON or the Cybersecurity Hacker Convention conference, let me know. Contact me. And don't forget to check out all the other show notes. Don't forget to check out all the links in the show notes of this episode for anything that I talked about or stuff that I missed. I don't think I missed anything. Anyways, I might have. Who knows? Yeah. So, till next time, which will be next week, I promise. I'm going to get back on, talk more about technology again. I'll see you then. Peace, good night, and don't let the bed bugs bite. Bye, guys.